super late. It's 10:33 p.m. I hope everyone is doing well. Today I decided making this video for because today I had a court date and I like sharing what's going on into my life that can protect other women, other men, other mothers, and other children. So one thing that I think as people as victim of domestic violence or people who've been to some abusive relationship, we never think about protecting our children because majority of the time we don't see the abuser abuse his children. You know why? Because he never been around those kids, and you been the one who doing all the job, all the work, and he just enjoy the good part. But the time that you left him, he's no longer have a person to abuse, to scream with on, to break things, to raise his hand on. He gonna turn against your children. The reason why I am telling you that is because my children right now, they having behavior issues. They've been dealing with a narcissist for the past 7 years, the one who is 7. And he was 3 when I left. So that's mean he been dealing with this thing for like 4 years. And of course this gave him and her sister, they really acting out, like slapping themselves, biting, beating themselves, kicking, and being very aggressive towards themselves. And my daughter, she's saying a lot of hateful words as she's only 5. And I know a lot of mothers, they like to, especially in black community, we don't like to share what our children is dealing with. um, we don't like to speak up about it, and I do believe that speaking up, and it's a way to break generation curse and abuse. And like I said, as a black woman, I do believe we protect a lot of abusers, we protect a lot of crime. And that's why we have so much negativity into our community, because we like to keep things. We were raised a way to not speaking up, to not protect ourselves, to not knowing um, what is abuse is. Oh, God will take care of him. I'm a godly person. I believe in God, but I don't believe that God is a God of injustice. God is a God of justice. And if somebody did wrong to you, you should always, always, always take action against it. Before I didn't know better, but now I know better. So the reason why I'm doing this video, that going back to my story, I was married to this man from 2013 to 2018. We had 2 children together, and things went really, really, really fast, right? Things went really fast, and we had the children really fast. Of course, narcissist people, they always want to get you stuck, not because they want kids, because they want to get you stuck. And he was already 35. He was done with his career, everything perfect, financially, but he didn't have no children. And he said he will not have kids. Anyways, I'm not going into this type of detail. So what I'm saying is, when I left my children, he took the kids. Every time that I tried to leave him, he's holding the kids. And in my mind, I said, if I have to leave an abusive relationship, I'm not going to let her children to stop us, because I never, again, I was a staying at home mother. He wasn't around the kids a lot. I never seen him abuse the kids. He did 2 things in front of me that show me he was abusive, that I didn't know at that time. My daughter was like calling, and we're supposed to take her to do a passport, and I put her shoes on, and she removed the shoes and lose it, and this man just take the other shoes, asking my daughter, why did you put the shoes, and throw it at her and get upset. I'm like, are you okay? This is a baby. And also one day he was upset at me. So what he did, he went to my son. My son was only 3. Said, your mother is a fucking stupid. He went to his face saying that. And that's when I started to understand this person is not normal. But I never thought, to be honest with you, in my culture, I heard men abuse their wife. I don't live that. I never seen it, but I know they do. But I never heard that they abuse their own children. And this is what my children are dealing right now. I'm no longer into the abusive relationship. They are the one that dealing with it. 7 and 5 years old. And unfortunately, I want to speak up about that because a lot of us think, oh, he's the father of the child. He's the father of the children. He will not do that to them. People with narcissistic disorder or mental health issues, you have to understand they don't know how to deal with children. They can't even handle themselves. Kids require a lot of patience, a lot of self-control, a lot of being yourself, you know. But those people, they can't even accept who they are. They can't handle even themselves. So you not going to expect someone who is always enraged, always upset, always very bitter to protect children, to deal with children, right? And I want to speak about that all the time. Us as adults, we always speak about us, what we've been through with a narcissistic personality, how her husband destroyed us, her boyfriend did things to her. So, but we never speak about those kids. Those, I know these children, they need us because they can't protect themselves, right? And that's a fight that I'm fighting right now. I'm not fighting for me anymore. I am out of it. But now I am fighting for my children. And that's why when you're dealing with this type of people, you have to be very careful. They want to always be in your life. I call us people like my ex-husband cancer. They want to stay in your blood, like to, cancer can leave you and come back and get you back. That's narcissists. Even you don't want them, but they have a tie to you. And if you're not strong mentally, a lot of people from this type of situation, they give up on life. So my kids been complaining that the dad been abusing them. My son called me while I was at work all the way downtown Fort Lauderdale, crying. The dad left him with his sister. So I had to call the police in Plantation. He didn't even want to leave the phone because we were in a conference call. So I had to call the police in Plantation to go check on them. Um, he said after that the dad put his sister on him, and the dad went on him and stay on him. He couldn't breathe. He almost killed him. Since then, and he told me more and more. I don't want to speak more about what he told me because we're dealing with court. That's those things that I've been open to speak about. And but I want to speak also about child protection service in Florida, how I feel like the system, it is very slow when it comes to how they do the investigation. And I do believe that's why a lot of children, they losing their lives doing this, because they waiting until the child has bruises, things like that. And an abuser, a narcissist, we know this is someone very monster and smart mentally. They know how to hide things. They will never hurt the kids until you see things. So they will hit the kids where you cannot see things. So he slapped the child a lot. He did that. He let them sleep on the ground without cover. And he been doing a lot of monster thing. To be honest with you, I compare him as Hercules because I was reading about Hercules' wife, what she said she been through, and I realized a lot of people who are abusers, they have the same trait, and they don't care about children. They don't care about people. They just broken people. They just focus on destruction. And I want to speak about you as mother, you as father. If you have children with a narcissist person, you have to fight for them. You have to fight for them, because the same person who gonna have a smile on his face or on her face to go pick up those children, he laughing, but when they inside, they're gonna destroy that kids. They abuse that kids, and that kid is dealing with so much. That's why I taught my son to pray, to have faith in God, because I know he's dealing with so much. And you're the only one that they can believe, they can trust after God, because this person doesn't have the good interest. The sad thing about it, those kids are confused because nobody believed them. The system in Florida especially, I want to tell you, when you go to court, what the children said, they don't want to hear what the children said. And that's one thing I don't understand. Until something bad happened, that's when they like, ooh, this person really do that? So I do believe that if you have a child with someone you see, not only narcissists, there's so many other personality disorder, and also so many mental health issues. When people have, to be honest with you, I do believe my ex, he doesn't just have a personality disorder, he does have mental health issues too, but he knows that. This is someone who refused to follow up with therapy, he refused to get help, he will go to doctors, get medicine, not doctors, pharmacist, his friend get medicine that without going to find out what's wrong with him, because he doesn't want nobody to know that he has some issues, because in his culture it's like a shame, you crazy, which is not okay. And that's why I want to speak about that. Us, we create a way to put a wall without speaking about her issues, and later on this problem become like a big issue. And this child, I don't know what he was dealing with his mother, but I know his family, they kind of very weird. When I said weird, his mother, I don't even know this type of mother. No love, no, like, it's all about money, it's all about power, it's all about lies, control. It's really a broken family that I see. And I said, now, I don't know. And some culture can really damage their own children, and some people themselves, they can really damage their own children. But not because your parents were bad or your parents did wrong to you, that's mean you never fix yourself as an adult, and you just go to destroy others, right? And please take care of your children, please take times, because today I went to court, my lawyer is asking him um for therapy. He refused because narcissists will not speak about therapy. They will not accept therapists. Therapists is their worst enemies. And that's why they want to hold the children against you, because once the children come, they will tell you what's going on. They feel fear. They don't want you to know what's going on in the children's lives. So, and they know very well, if the children go to see therapy, the therapy were went to school to learn how to make children speak, how to help children with trauma, with those issues. They don't want that to be repeating. That's why I call those people monster. I call my ex-husband a monster. The reason why I call him a monster, I can't believe you get away with murder by abusing your ex-wife. Now you pouring your hands, abusing your own children. And be careful who you're speaking when you are dealing with an abuser. One thing that I've learned, to not be so naive when you meet people who've been to the same thing, not even the same thing, you don't know. Not because somebody looks like, oh, they've been to things, you think, oh, they've been to the same thing as me. Because some people, to be honest with you, they are so um they are so unhappy with their lives. It's one thing you're unhappy, but you don't take it on other people. Some people are bitter. I met this person who is so bitter, and she is actually the one who went to speak, tell my ex so many things, and this man turned out to be crazy. And be careful when you're dealing with a divorce, even when your divorce is done. As long you have children with narcissists, be careful what type of friend you're gonna trust. Only God you can trust, because some friend, they're not friend, they are there, they're looking for something, things that you don't accept. They have the low self-esteem, they don't know who they are, they accept any stupid things, or they're not strong enough to fight to pay their rent, to fight to protect their children. They need the needs of a man or the needs of a woman. Some people, they are, and they call that codependency. They're not independent. They might act like independent, but when it comes to take action, they are broken, and they refuse to take action. They prefer, and they don't like to suffer. Life is hard. If you're going to stay in an abusive relationship, or somebody mistreats you, and you know they are hurting your children or hurting yourself because you don't want to start again, you don't want to get hurt, good luck. Later on, you're gonna hurt more, because your children are gonna be messed up, you're gonna have a lot of things. So I want to say that, because I didn't have knowledge about all those things. Now I am learning, and I said, wow, God, I am learning. And teach your children whatever you believe in. Teach your children to be closer to God, because they need something to believe at that point. People who are dealing with abusive parents, they need something to hold on. Even the young, don't think, oh, because they're young, what do they know? Children know. As an early age, more you teaching them, better for them, because you are not there with them 24 hours. You don't know the trauma, the drama, the abuse that they are dealing with. And you have to prepare them mentally how to deal with this person, how to deal with this crazy person, with this sick person, with this mental person, with this monster, with this drama king. These people who is narcissist, they drama. And unfortunately, the court cannot unmask them. It takes a long time to show who is this person. And the person who will be in court and making you look like bad, like everything they did to you, he will look like you the bad person. And they make sure they hire a lawyer who has the same mindset as them, crazy like them, have the same craziness, the same manipulation game. And it's exhausting dealing with those people. And I always tell people, don't fight like them. Don't fight the unfair fight. Just fight fairly. And but just don't give up. Don't think because they put pressure on you, I'm gonna give up, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Abusers, you know what they do to their ex-wife? They find a way to put them in jail so they can have a record. His lawyer said today I made a felony. I don't know what he was talking about. He gonna file for something. Um, um, so this is things that I want to say. Protect yourself, protect your children, pray, keep yourself going. Don't think you're narcissist. Oh, he will just abuse me. He loves the children so much. I always thought that. I'm like, oh, that's the only children he has. This man doesn't care about his children. He uses, everybody is using. He uses children for taxes. He's fighting for taxes. I'm telling you right now, he's fighting for little taxes. It's everything about money. Believe it or not, he didn't put health insurance on his children. And while he calling himself a chiropractor, he's getting money from car insurance, from patients who coming to him. And I have to speak up because I do believe that this type of people needs to be known. They needs to be exposed, because when you are walking on this car, this nice car, when you are walking with your thing on and you're doing craziness like this, you have your dark side, you have your evil side, and you just feel good going to bed, something is wrong. And that's why this type of people, they just turn out of nowhere, just want to break things, because they knew something is wrong, but they refuse to fix it. I encourage you to speak up. I encourage you to protect your children, protect yourself, protect your mental health. Whatever my ex-husband is doing, I don't focus on him. I focus on me and my children. I focus on God. I make sure that I spend time with myself, spend time with my kids, pray for them, pray with them, teach them the right thing. I might don't know everything, but God give me enough wisdom to protect me and protect them in it. Because now, after God, I am the only one they have. They have a crazy dad, you know, a monster dad, unfortunately, that I had did kids with someone who is very, very evil. I don't like to use those words, but that's how I see him. This is someone who has a really evil heart and who is focused on destruction instead of focusing on helping his children get better in life. And I see that before you're married, before you have children, make sure you know the family history, because it's very important. You know why I'm saying that? DNA is really strong. That's something that is powerful. You don't know the past of the person. You don't know what the family has. Later on, when I have the kids, this is when that I find out, now this family, I understand. They've been having some issue. The only person that I see in his family who looks okay is his brother and his dad, I can say. But the dad, now I realize he was also a controller. I don't know what happened into his wife. But I know he told me that his sister tried to commit suicide. And he has some issues. And the mother, you can see something is not right. So now I said, wow, now I know this is, I feel like it's a gene things, and I pray for my children all the time. This is something that deeper than that. This is not just someone who just wake up out of nowhere, but unfortunately, Nigerian black people, not only Nigerian, we are not open to find out what's wrong with us. If they said go to therapists, if they said find out about mental health, we think we're crazy until we become crazy. So I wanted to say that. I really wanted to share that because I never speak about children, but I think more and more narcissists, they will abuse your children. They don't know the difference. They know it's kids, and you have to be very careful when people speak. When people speak, because words are powerful. One thing about me, I am allergic to the toxic. I am allergic to toxic. And it's funny, I can be in love with a man. Once I saw that you hate others, you have a dark heart, you speak evilness and appreciate toxic, I turn off and I don't love it. I don't fall in love anymore. That's how I am. You turn me off. I remember my ex-husband. You know, he is a chiropractor. When he came home, he used to talk about children when the mother, this children is so annoying, I can't stand her. So he was telling me about that child that swallow, oh, I remember, that ate, the child ate a poison for rats, and the child almost died. She was on ICU, and he was saying it's almost like he got happy that the child almost died. He was saying how this child is so annoying, and I said, wow, but you know, if she's a child, yeah, but this kid is so much. When she come to the office, she's everywhere. She's this, she's that. And I said, now I look at myself. I said, Marie, you are very, very naive to think this man was a good man. God show you all this sign. He shows you that this man. A lot of times you say, oh, he was good. He didn't show me. Now going back to how we speak, even he was treating me well, but that doesn't mean he's a good person by him talking like that about other person. It's a matter of time. This person gonna treat you bad also, you know. And but the reason why he didn't show me more and more is because I'm a fair person. If you're gonna speak bad, I'm gonna stop you. I don't care, you're my father, you're my mother, you are, I will tell you respectfully, that's not fair. And another thing he did really turned me off. I see him as a really um evil person, and I don't know why I think that. Today I speak up about it, but I don't want to say it. um I will not be surprised if I find out later on this man was a criminal. And because you know, as a family member, I know what he did to me, what he did to my children, but I don't know what he's doing outside. A lot of time, us as wife is staying home. We don't know what her husband is doing outside. We don't know. We just think, oh, he's working, but you don't know what type of crime, what type of evilness this person is doing. And a lot, a lot of time you know with the devil that you're dealing with until you are in the court and see all the darkness, all the lies, all the thing, the secret that he been hiding, right? So another thing he did, we had this man who used to come to her home, fixing lights. He's a Jamaican man, fixing lights, fixing things, putting camera, and he is also his patient. The man came less than 2 days, less than a week. The man got shot, and the videotape. You know, my ex, he was just laughing, sending me the video bloody. And that day I couldn't eat. I had a headache all day. I was crying because I remember of the man, and his wife was pregnant. He has 7 children. And when people tell me, Marie, you're dealing with that man, be careful, he can hurt you. But one thing I tell people, he cannot hurt me. God is protecting me. I don't care who he is, it can't hurt me. It can't hurt me. Those people, if you just fear of them, they will come, they will hurt you more. And I have to speak up because I don't know so many people who are dealing with this nonsense and they are in fear of speaking up, and or they stay in it and let the person abuse them. So, or it's family. I have a lawyer, a black lawyer, who told me to not speaking up about what my children said. It's family, and she told me her a nonsense story about what her sister did to her, and she couldn't take the sister to court. That's her mindset. That's how we were raised, to protect criminals, to keep crimes into her communities. It doesn't work that way. When somebody did wrong, they deserve to get them punished. Now I don't, I love people, I love protect people, but at the same time I cannot see people who's doing things to others, who's hurting others, who's abusing others, who's manipulating, doing crimes. I don't deal with crimes. So he's sending me the bloody video of the man, and he did that. I was hurt. I couldn't eat one day, and I got upset at him. One day we were coming from his office. He picked me up from school. He showed me the video again. I got so upset, and this is when something pushed me, wake me up, and I started questioning really about him. I didn't tell him anything, but I started, and till now I think something about the man, how the man died, and it might be crazy, but I'm thinking about something today. I don't want to repeat it, but sometimes people do things, show you things. This is when you started to have a waking up, or God speak to you. You feel something that tell you, and from there I started questioning. I said, wow, how this man is so heartless. This is the man that I married. I have children. How come someone that he knows that die and bloody, he just happy and watching videos, he knows the man die and leave 7 children behind, a pregnant wife. From there, 2 things. The other things was he bring a old doctor into his clinic to take my temperature, to do a full checkup on me. Guess what he was putting on me? Life insurance. He was putting life insurance on me. He was putting life insurance on me. He never put health insurance on me. And that's why I said thank you to God. Because you know why? You never know the plan people has for you. And sometimes people has plan they think away. They think they have the plan so good. But when God said this will not happen to my child, it will not happen. That's why I want you to be faithful. I don't care what you're dealing right now. I don't need to know the difficulty. I don't need to know how alone that you are. As long that you have faith, God going to open the door for you. Because in my situation, people kept asking me, how did you do it? I don't know how I did it, but he helps me to do it. And that's why I never sound like so spiritual, but I always been a spiritual person who keep it inside. But one thing that I want to say, when God help you, you have to speak up about it. Because I see so many difficulty, war, like things that is less than I who ended up into worse. Because this person probably wasn't closer to God. They tried to fight someone who is very unfair by themselves, and they're dealing with so much difficulty, so much trauma, so much unfairly, and they just give up on the life. And if you are one of them, please don't give up. Don't give up on your children. Don't give up on whatever you are fighting for right now. It might be a long fight. It might be not easy, but don't give up. Don't give up on your kids. That's one thing about me. If I didn't have kids with this nonsense, evil person, I would say go. I don't care what you have. I don't care who you are. You're just like a monster to me. But at that time, when I have my blood that I'm sharing with you, that you turn out to change them into little monster, no, I am standing right here to fight for the life, to fight for the good for them, because I will not create little monster in the world. My children will not be the one to abuse women, abuse men, calling people's name, create manipulation, create trauma, create drama, fighting people they're not supposed to fight, doing things they're not supposed to do instead of helping the world become a better place. And one thing that I understand too, when you're dealing with a narcissist, you have to be careful. You might think everyone is against you. Be careful. That's what they want you to act. They want to create all these things for you. Be careful. Be careful. And even at a point, when he used to go to the children's school, and the director of the school, the owner of the school turned against me, I was like, wow, whatever if he say that too. Now I don't care. Whatever he say, that's what he say. To be honest with you, I'm sure he said the whole entire world how I was with him for green card, how I'm bad, how he called me shitty mother, shitty this, shitty person, shitty. But just say, don't worry, let God take care of it. This type of person, today, I feel so bad for him. I said, wow, this is really sad for you as a normal human being to look at someone who just focus their life into destruction and doing manipulation, paying so much money instead of helping someone, instead of leaving a legacy behind, instead of better the world, instead of helping the children. But they want to help the ego, the nonsense ego, to be high. When they go to court, they win. They're like, oh, I'm the boss, I'm the cool, I'm the king, I'm this. What do you get from it? And after you go to your bed, you're sad, you're miserable, you have to find another one. And the nonsense person just think the lawyer, if it's his God. But the lawyer doesn't care about you, my friend. The lawyer is just taking your money. Your money. That's why the smartest person, they don't fight the mother of the children or the husband in court. So I didn't plan to fight him. But when you're touching my children, when you're abusing my children, I will fight you until I can't. And I'm telling you right now, this fight is not my fight. It's God fight. Watch, you're gonna see. You see how this man is after me? His lawyer, him, all of them, God going to take care of them. I don't even need to fight them. I don't even fight them anymore. Now I understand when somebody is fighting me, when someone is fighting me, I let God fight for me. Like this song that I love, Fighting on My Knees, that's my favorite song. Don't fight evilness. Don't fight people who are already gone. You have to pray for them. I know it's not the best, but I've learned. Today I see him, I was so upset, but I have to remind myself after a few hours, I have to remind myself, wow, this person is sad. I say, God, protect me to not hate on this person. And I don't even hate on him anymore, because I just see this person is gone. He's just so lost. And even whatever materials he has, whatever money he has, whatever people that he knows, he just so lost. When you see people focus on negativity, on toxic, on this destruction, instead of helping, you have to be careful. Those people are not happy with their lives. When you see people acting that way, you really, really, really have to be careful. Even someone that you see you spoke with little and they already aggressive to attack you, they can't control their emotion, they're dealing with something. And this is when more coming out. I've learned so much into this relationship. And I will always share my story with others, because I do believe there's power in sharing all your story. There's power in telling what you're going through, how you deal with it. Because there's a lot of people right now, they don't know how to deal with it. People who are dealing with children who are dealing with a father who is he is mentally ill, or he is a narcissist, or she is, abusing those kids or manipulate those kids and doing all kind of stuff. They don't know how to do it. One thing that I can tell you, you have to search for help. I know it's hard to find help, especially if you're dealing with a narcissist who has power in the world, who has money, who knows people. But don't worry, the day gonna come. It's not gonna be like that forever. I know women who give up on their children because they don't have the strength anymore. If I don't give up, I don't think you should give up. Never give up on your children. Never, ever, ever. Don't think because, oh, he's gonna win. The narcissist wants you to be like this, to give up. And I'm telling you right now, don't give up on your children, because your children are your power. You will have a story to tell, and you don't even need to tell the story. They will be the one to be the storyteller, to say how mommy fight for me, how mommy was there. You cannot allow your kids to just be in the hand of a criminal, an abuser. You've been to the abuse, you know how long it takes you to get healed. So could you imagine two young children, two minor children? They're gonna live with this thing forever if you don't fix it. And please search for help. I don't say to just run your mouth to any friends, because some people that you think who are your friend, they are not your friend. They just sow the spirit inside, and they're looking for information to get connections. But one thing that I can tell you, but there are good people are out there too. Before you do things, put your knees down, pray, and ask God for direction, ask God for guidance, ask God for connections, ask God to bring the right people in your life. And I can tell you He will. I can tell you He will. He might not send them the same way He sent it to me, because God doesn't work the same way for everyone, but He will. If you're really a faithful person, you're patient, things will happen. And don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry, ever worry. The narcissist, his focus is to destroy you, is to hurt you, is to abuse you, is to make you feel like, oh, since I left him, oh my God, my life. He wants you to say, I wish I. You know, one thing my ex hate, it's I never ever regret one day for leaving him. And he can't believe it, because, oh, I put this lady in a big house. What is a big house? A big house without love, a big house without respect, a big house with nothing, a big house full with abuse, a big house with a big monster. That is a jail. That's not a house. That is the devil house. And I will prefer living in a small house than living in a big house with so much materials and full with bad energy, with toxic, with abuse, with control, with manipulation, with lies. I don't deal with that, because God gave me a heart of integrity. I'm not perfect. I'm far from being close to God. But I know He gave me a heart that cannot accept negativity, that cannot accept taking things that it's not good. And those type of people, they don't have love. In order for you to understand what I'm saying right now, you have to have love, you have to have a heart, you have to have a connection to yourself, to God, and understand what's going on. When you don't have love, you don't understand, because what you're looking for is not really what you need. Everybody think, oh, I need money, but actually what you need is love. Money is very important, but it's not everything. If money was everything in life, millionaires, they will not be in drugs. They will not be depressed. They will not search for help. It's because money doesn't bring 100% happiness. Money can provide whatever you want in the world, but money will not bring you all the happiness, all the health that you need. Right? People ask me all the time, how did I have two children? I'm still skinny. I'm still pretty, but they don't know what I'm dealing with. But I know how to deal with myself. I know how to keep myself healthy. I know how to protect my mental health, how to protect my looks, how to protect inside. And when when the inside is healthy, outside will blow out. If you're healthy inside, you will look good outside. You don't need to camouflage, because inside is healthy. When you eating healthy, your teeth gonna look beautiful, your skin gonna look beautiful, your hair gonna grow, everything will be look perfect. But when you are stressed, you're gonna have pimple, your hair not going to grow, your skin. And that's life. That I have stress in my life. If I told you the amount of stress that I'm dealing with, but I know during the stress where I have to go to find peace, right? Even this man will no longer be my stress, my stress maker. We're gonna call him stress maker. I will still have some stress. That's life, but it's knowing how to deal with my stress. It's knowing how to be balanced. And a lot of us, we focus on getting to know someone, find out what's going on in that person's life. I want to know him, but we don't even know who we are. We don't even spend time to know ourselves. You have to spend time to know yourself. What makes you happy? What really makes you stressed out? How you deal with stress? What really reduce your stress? What keep you going? And that's what I do. And you need that when you're dealing with this type of situation that I'm dealing with. When your children are dealing with that, you need to know how to deal with stress and to teach your children how to deal with stress. I want to say the person who breaks you is not the person who's going to fix you. A lot of time is unfair. You're gonna go to court, you're gonna feel that I've been abused 20 times. Why I am here? That's why a lot of victim of um, narcissist or abuser, domestic violence, they ended up by leaving themselves. They don't want to live anymore because they didn't understand that they've been abused and the court will not protect them. But the court doesn't understand, and a lot of more than 60% of women who've been to domestic violence situation, they don't expose their men. So and they ended up right now with an unfinished fight. Now, if you've been if you are dealing with something like that, you better call the police. You better tell what he's doing to you. Now, if he's abusing your children, it's time. That is the dad. You're gonna understand when he gonna go to court, he doesn't care you the mother. He wants you to be in jail. He wants you to be dead. He wants you to pay for not wanting to be his slave, for not wanting to continue dealing with his abuse. For nothing, because you decided to not be a victim anymore. They don't like that. Those people, they are broken people, and they focus to destroy others. That's why when you went to a difficulty situation, you either get better or you get worse. You see a lot of people that I realize who've been to a domestic violence situation, they become abuser too. Or some, they become worse, they become better. They go helping the community. They do other things because they've been through it. They don't want other to deal with it. And also, it's a good way to tell your children to help others, to help the community, to share with others, to teach them how to pray, to have a spiritual value, a family value, respect for the whole humanity. Because those people, they don't have no rules. They have the discipline to be successful in the world. But when it comes to family values, when it comes to humanity, when it comes to helping others, when it comes to even helping themselves, they don't have it. They might be dying inside. Instead of going for help, they will kill themselves with drugs, or killing the loved one who support them. They will abuse them. I wanted to say that. Why now? If you're dealing with someone you have kids with, a person you do believe who has mental health issues, or who has narcissist personality disorder, don't just trust the person with your children. Don't. And when your children tell you something, believe them. Don't just, oh, it's kids. I know in Haitian culture we like that, in black culture. Oh, you listen to your children? Yes, you have to listen to your children before when it's too late. They hating you. They hate it. I always tell mommy, never trust me. You need to listen to your children. You need to protect your children. You need to be there, the fighter. After God, you are the fighter to protect them. You are the protector. Stand on their side because you know what you've been through and you don't want your children to go through the same thing. And I said it. Every time the child petitions everything, I said, I know what I've been through too. It depends of the person. Not everyone is like that when it comes to when it comes to where I am when it comes to narcissist behavior. Yes, of course, not everyone is like that. But what I'm saying that you have to be careful because you don't know. Many don't even realize their behavior. What is important when getting into a relationship to put boundaries? Yes. So the thing what I'm saying is we didn't know about narcissists like over so much about, I don't know, but for me this thing opened my eyes. I didn't know. So we don't know, to be honest with you, who gonna abuse his children, who will not abuse his children. Especially if you never been in, your parents don't used to abuse you. They might spank you, but that's not abuse because you deserve to be spanked. You were raised in a fair family and you didn't know about this narcissist thing. You don't have no knowledge about domestic violence situation, abuse, and mental health. I was raised in a country, let me tell you something. Friends, I don't hear mental health. If you live the United States of America, you will be completely in a different environment. The US is a country that has so much stress. So those things, they are new for me, and I never thought my ex will be abusive towards his children. That's not only my children. They are not children of other men. This is his first kids. That's the only kids that he has and I have. Do you understand? Because in this case I didn't know, and a lot of us we don't know. So in order for you to protect them, you have to question, you have to listen when they're talking to you. Don't say, oh, because they're children, because you have to understand the same person who abuse you might turn against the children to abuse them, because those people, they don't have really the proper knowledge, they don't have the patience. And that's what I want to say. Look, if you go to therapy, group therapy with men and women who've been to narcissistic personality disorder, and people talk so much about narcissists, I think, to be honest with you, it's not only narcissists. Now I realize, I think my ex, he has mental health issues, because sometimes people who has mental health, they also act like narcissists. They just stink. They just in another world, right? You don't know. Again, knowledge is power. If you never deal with that, right now I am so careful who I'm dating, who I'm, even with friends that I've learned by what I've been through. I never thought that friends could be so mean. Friends who've been to the same thing, they will take information from you, sharing with other, you know. So I think experience is the best knowledge ever, and it's unfortunate, but that's life. A lot of times for us to be better, it's at least life experience. And to tell you that, oh, why you didn't leave that person never ever, that person never show you who they truly who they truly are. It's later on. My ex, and we're not perfect. I'm not the type of person, I'm not perfect. I have my time. I like to be alone sometimes. And sometimes I just need my peace. Me as a woman, I don't like a man bother me too much. Sometimes I just need to be alone. So everyone has their moment. So not because someone is, you see some little thing on them, they will never ever show you everything at once. And the other thing with with those type of people, they are fast. And they go after women who are very naive, young, because they're easy to manipulate. He is 11 years old older than I, and I was new in the country. So it was like, that's the perfect thing. She is fresh, she doesn't know the culture, she doesn't know the country, she doesn't know, have no family, she's very young, she doesn't have enough experience with men. I just left my first boyfriend in Paris. I didn't have, oh, boyfriend here, boyfriend that. So I never been in an abusive relationship. How I will know? I was just this free spirit girl who came to the US learning English and just going out with my friends. How I will know? This man, I met him, there was a lot of questions. The way he was so a little bit controlling. But some people, when I ask older women, they're like, oh, it's because he's been living with himself for so long. Well, I'm glad that you know that. So this is the time, to be honest with you. It's never too late. This is the time to get help. Minimum, you agree that you know what's going on. It's knowing that we know what's going on with ourselves and we open to take action to get better. It's not about what we're dealing with. Also, reason I am single, because I am sure if I ended up with a gullible, naive person not getting boundaries. Oh wow. Well, if you think, why don't you get your, why don't you try to get help, like to treat people better? I I don't understand why people is like that, to be honest with you, because I really, I always question why people has, because they find someone nice, naive. Sometimes it's not even naive. My ex thought that I was really, really naive. It's just miss lack of knowledge. You never leave a situation, you don't know how to deal with it. And what really opened my eyes is after I read a book, and also I did my research on Google. Google sent me to YouTube. From there, the book really showed me who he was. So if you know those things, it's time to take action and work on you, because we always think that therapy would be the thing that's going to really, really heal us 100%. Therapy will heal you probably 40%. Great, that's good you started therapy. Therapy healed me, not even 40%. He healed me to open up. But from there, that was a, yeah, we must walk. Therapy really, really helped me to be open up, because I kept it as a shame, and also I didn't want to speak about my ex. He's like that. I didn't. I protect him so much. I really care for him. But at a point, I have to realize, no, this person is gone, and I'm not God. I cannot protect him. And again, I'm an empath. I'm not a regular person that, that's another brokenness. When you're an empath, you want to protect everyone, which is good and bad. So when I went to therapy, even for my empath, I didn't know what is an empath. The therapy helped me discover what I have, what I'm dealing with, who is this person, what to accept, what to not accept. It's twisting for my close family, for my parents. I feel it most strange that it does. You know what I can tell you, my brother? You need to pray, because I don't know if you believe in God. God is the one that truly, truly healed me. I can say that. Like my healing season till now, it's putting Christian music, listen to motivational speeches, sermon, and talking to God, created a relationship with God, really, really healed me from what I was so emotional when I left my ex. I would just walk and cry, and even when I go to an interview, I started crying. That because I couldn't believe it. I feel like, and I kept having the flashback in my head, And that's why people turn crazy, right? They couldn't believe it and they think they in a movie, things like that. And I had to heal. I had to heal. I have to spend time with myself. I have to cry. People think I am this strong woman, but there's moment every time that I go to court and I need to cry, I go on my knees and I cry my tears to God. I say, God, please take my weakness, take my tears, take my thing. I'm just being honest and real to Him. I might don't show that to the world, but when I need to show it, I know where to go in my room, close my door, and give it to God. So one thing that I realized, don't expect the world to heal you. Don't expect another human being to fully heal you. They're gonna do what they learn from an institute. They're gonna do what they have, but they cannot give you 100%. You have to be the one also to provide the work, to spend time with yourself, because healing is a dark place. It's a place that you alone. Sometimes you don't need friends for distraction. There's friends you have to walk away from, right? Some friends, they're not gonna bring you close to where you wanna go. And sometimes the only friend will be God, and God going to provide you the right friends. I'm telling you because that's what happened to me. And you have to be able to have a very, very deep relationship with God, and don't feel lonely. Loneliness gonna come, you have to deal with it. It's been over a year that I've been practicing celibacy, and you know how many dates that I go, men running away from me for that. And I said, it is what it is. I don't care. It is what it is. And that's my sacrifice that I feel like that I need, not because but um narcissist, unhealthy narcissists, I behave in an unhealthy narcissist spectrum. Well, may God bless you. I will keep you in my prayer, and don't, I wish I could say, please don't behave like that. You are breaking somebody's heart. You are, please don't do that, because when you're doing that, it's not healthy. It's hurtful. But again, I don't know how I can say to a narcissist person. I had a narcissist person that I deal with. It's been over 5 years. This person is gone. Is gone. And all I can say is keeping you in my prayer, and pray too. I know it might just sound like my hair is so crazy. It might just sound like right, don't make sense for you. I don't know what is your relationship with God, but that's all. That's why I keep away from people, because if I meet somebody with no boundaries, it will make my behavior worse. Before if before I fix my main issue, I'm gonna say single. Okay, that's good. In order for you to that's good. You are very fair. In order for you to fix yourself, you need to be single. Yes, I completely agree. Because when I was dealing with that man, I didn't want to bring my drama. Even he's still drama, but now I know how to deal with it. I have the knowledge. I've been through it. I know. Even if I'm married, if I remarried, I had a man. I don't have I don't have time for him. But at that point, I was very emotional. He was really destroying me. He was very, very evil over, like he was really destructive to my life. And it will not be fair for me to bring my all my drama to someone else's life. Even I still have drama in my life with him. This is a a drama for 18 years. Fully God will take this drama, put him in one side and said, leave that lady alone. And I know he will do it. But now I'm still dealing with the drama, but I know how to deal with it. I don't allow this drama to stop me from enjoying myself, from spending time with my kids, from enjoying life, from having plan for my future. But at that point, I didn't know how to do it. I was like a slave of that person behavior, of that person bad evilness. So I had to learn how to teach myself how to be a better person, how to deal with my stress, how to deal with this craziness, how to deal um, with his nonsense until I want to go back to dating life. But yeah, that's good. That's a good thing. You want to be single because again, you don't want to hurt people. That's a good thing. Fix yourself and has got to fix you. And understand also therapy will not do everything because sometimes people go to therapy, they're like, oh, I give up because they think the therapy is just gonna fix them. You have to do the work too. You have to do the research. You have to spend time with yourself. You have to read all the time. I read, go to some website that they sharing knowledges, people sharing their story, people telling. Sometimes there are people who are specialized doctor, professionals giving free advice. And with internet is a great way of knowledge, things that we think we need money and now we can get it for free as long that we have access to internet. And I can tell you, knowledge is power and also spiritual is strength, is winning. Having faith, that's what you need. I think I said it enough. Um, I am very surprised someone is agree. They I will destroy my life as well. I had plenty of needed experience from doing. Oh wow. But what do you think that caused you to be like that? What do you think that caused you to have a narcissist behavior? I'm always wondering. I know they said the thing is the lack of affective empathy also impact how I treat myself. Yes, I know for sure. And it's like it's for me, I'm talking about it, it's really like because I remember that with my ex, he makes me so upset. He didn't have no empathy. And I had a nanny walking in her home. He was so evil with the nanny. And the nanny cried. He just don't have no heart. And my heart was broken because I was in the middle and all the time I'm fighting with this man over the nanny. Because I see the unfairly. He wanted me to be that woman like him, but I'm not like that. I cannot just like because you're my husband, you're doing unfairly, I have to protect you. I'm a very fair person and he hated me for that. It's hard to deal with people with no empathy when you care for others. And one thing that I know why I'm like that is basically because I put my needs above everyone else. But yeah, I understand, but what makes you like that? Did you had a bad experience as a child? Is your parents were like they I don't know, they spoil you too much or they didn't pay attention to you, you didn't have love. I'm always wondering what makes people, I think as human being we weren't born as narcissists. I do believe narcissist is something that pass. I don't think people were born as a narcissist. Something had I can't tell you that why I'm like that is basically because I put my needs above everyone. Well, why did you put your need above everyone? Let me put it in shortness version. Give me a second to sum it up. Wow. Um, you know the bad thing about dealing with people like you, not like I'm judging you, but I live with it, is sometimes you become like them without knowing it. I know I was very judgmental when I was with my ex-husband. I know I was kind of, but you know one thing about me, I like to check myself. I'm very, 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 very critical about myself more than anyone. I always judging myself. I was checking on myself. When something is not right, I know. And I said, no, this is not the person that I am. And those people, it's hard. It is hard to deal with someone who is different from you. I mean different really in a whole different way. I know narcissists it's all about money a lot of times, about power, about control. It's it's so sad. It is there's so much more in the world that you can explore when you're in community. When you go to a church, you talk to you know, there's so much more you can do with money instead of just use your money to put people down or do negative stuff, um do illegal stuff, abuse others, control others, do manipulation games, you know. I don't know. And have you ever feel bad about it? Like, I'm sure you do because you're talking about it. I have to do my hair because they like so well. I'm going to go to sleep and I was waiting for your answer, but it looks like you're gone. I'm very, very when I hear people who has okay, in short, I had narcissist grandmother, sociopath grandfather. My father has borderline, so he was never. Oh, that's why. That is why. And that's why it's very important that we check on our children. I come out exact almost like my dad. My sister was telling me, Marie, you good dealing with emotion or expressing them correctly. Also, he never tried to like be a parent. He never like okay. Yeah. But you know what? I want to tell you something. Because your parents was like that, you don't have to follow it. You don't have to be like them. You don't have to be, and it's never too late. You don't have to be the next sociopath, the next narcissist, the next person who gonna hurt someone. You can change your story into something positive, saying, I've been through that, I got healed, and I want to help others. And you can make such difference. You can because right now like doing hurting others it's really hard, it's really um not a good place to choose. My mother is a little bit narcissistic, but not that she abused me, but she did not know how to properly be a parent, setting boundaries. mm. So basically since I was golden child to her and my grandmother I got spoiled. mm. Yeah, they said that's what created narcissist. But it, you know, it's each children is different. My dad was very, he was spoiling me, but also, again, we cannot put narcissists. My grandfather fed me horrible things about my father all the times. Oh, sorry about that. I am really sorry about that. That's why I said not everyone should have kids. I said that to my friend last time. She got upset. Not like I do believe, or but I truly believe that because I hate when people bringing little innocent into the world to create them with restriction. Like I feel guilty so much for giving birth to two kids, not giving birth, to bringing my children into this drama because I wasn't raised that way. And my older cousin I saw as brother and my older sister were heavy drug addicted and showed wow. So I witnessed the fighting back and forth. Hmm. All this is the work of the devil. I can tell you that. That's one thing I've learned by reading the Bible, by being someone who is God, closer to God. That not everything that you see in the world you think, oh, I feel like it's the work of the devil. And I did get bullied for a while before I then became a bully myself. Um, One thing I can tell you, the generation curse that you've been through, you can break that. And I don't believe because someone been to something, I know it will happen, but we also have the right to say, you know what, I will not allow it to be happen. I will change that. It's it's a lot of work, but we can do it. That's why I said some people should not have kids because they bring kids into the world to create difficulty. Look at you right now. You know what's going on with you. That childhood with ahead was all the emotion got when you got the yeah, I said that my friend did she didn't like it. She's a Christian because I'm very honest with myself. I spoke to my friend who doesn't have kids. I told them make sure that you choose. Kids doesn't bring you a happiness if you're not happy yourself. Kids are blessing, yes, but don't think, oh, because I'm getting older, I need kids, and kids can become bring your life very complicated, and do things because you want to do it. And if you're not patient, I work as a nanny before, I work as a babysitter. So I had skill to deal with children. Even that, my children, they try me. They try me, it's hard, you know? So to tell you that kids, and we never know her future. That's why I tell people be careful. I don't bringing children to the world to let them with negativity and look at how you feel bad about yourself. You know what you've been through, you know the reason why, and I'm sure nobody never tell you I'm sorry for putting you in that. Now you have to deal with it by yourself. It's not supposed to be like that. But that's the world we live into. And one thing that I want to tell you, you might don't have a dad who was supportive, who wants to be a parent. You might don't have a mother who wanted to be the right mother. You might have narcissist parents. You might have abusive, drug addict. But one person who will always have his hands open for you to love you as his child. Even whatever you do, you go back to him and say, I'm sorry, and he will forgive you and be there for you. It's God. That's why it's very good to have a godly heart and follow a lot of things because her own parents, the way of dealing with me was simple. So your own parents sometimes can be your own enemy without even knowing it because they don't know better. If your child gets to hospital dead drunk with 12, it's also a good sign something may be off. Yep. um Yeah, so I will tell you, I will give you an advice. Before you even search for therapist, try to find, to know your belief, to have a spiritual strength, to be connected with God, and like whatever you're dealing with, speak to Him and try to get healed and learn what makes you happy. I'm sure you have something that makes you happy and practice it all the time. I like to walk, I like to cook, I like to dance. Those things makes me happy. I like to speak. I like to motivate other. Everyone has anything that makes them happy. Do it. Don't focus on the negativity. Spend time with God. Pray. Heal. Listen to others, how they heal themselves, how they deal with narcissistic personality, how they deal with trauma bonds. And it's hard, but you can do it. I do believe nothing is impossible. I'm going to leave on this. Thank you for sharing your story. And it pepper spray. Whoa. Yeah, that wasn't some people they are not they don't know better. It's not like they just don't know better. Yes, speak about it, get help, pray, like I said, and thank you for sharing. I appreciate because not everyone who knows what they dealing with, like they're not open. They just hide it and destroy it. I am grateful that you said that you know you need to be single to be healed, things like that, because you don't want to hurt another person. You know what you're dealing with. You know if you have someone who doesn't have boundary, you will work on that person. So it's good to work on your empathy side to know not because somebody's nice that's mean I have to abuse that person. I have to be unfairly to that person because it's not fair, you know. And nice people, when you they always need to be upset. They the sadness person ever. And it's like you pushing them to put the energy, the bad energy. I am like when somebody try to make me happy, you don't want to be around me. I don't want to be around you. That's why friends that I have who always make me upset, I cut them off because I feel in peace, to be honest with you, living by myself with no drama than having so many friends always thinking something. I don't like it. And so that's a good thing that you know that, and you work on healing. You also work and whatever you're dealing with and pray. I'm telling you, pray. Start it today. I'm going to sleep. Thank you for sharing. Have a good night. And again, don't give up on your children. Don't give up on your children if you're dealing with an abuser, an abuse, a narcissist person. I don't know when I will catch this stream again since I am from. Oh, you're from Austria. Oh my God, thank you. You can what you can do, you can subscribe, and there's this little thing like, and every time that I will come, you they will let you know. Oh wow, that's far away. That's the beauty of internet. We're sharing how I don't go in live all the time, to be honest with you. I'm not the type of YouTuber who has who has a time, a date. Oh wow. Who has a time, a date. It's 6 a.m. right now. Wow. It's 11:51 in my where I live. I live in Florida. And it's when something happen or something that I feel come to my mind, I speak about it. Because I'm not just that type of person who goes by, um, oh wow, be safe. And so that's why sometimes I can't even give a time because I just pop up like this. Today I went to court and I see what I went through and how this person act, and the poor judge in that, she doesn't understand. She just think it's the good person. And you have to deal with this if you don't heal this angriness and be keeping yourself. And it's just a lot dealing with a narcissist person who's playing games, who's putting the nice face, the nice mask, and after the monster inside. And this person is a monster. That's the funny thing. You say, okay, I know who you are already. And I wanted to share that, and I never thought that he could be so abusive to his own children, but he is. And I know a lot of mothers, they never think like that, because he never abused his child. He will never do that. I used to say that, but unfortunately he's doing it, and I'm sure he showed you sign before, you just didn't think about it because that's something you never think. So that's something you have to open your eyes and be careful. Have a wonderful night and good day. You are in Australia. Oh, Autriche. My name is D'Autriche, my last name. So I have your name. Your country is Autriche in French, and my last name is d'Autriche. So, and I remember my French teacher in France told me that my family is from your country. So it's funny. Have a wonderful day, Igor. Good night as well. Good night, Igor. Have a wonderful night, and I will keep you in my prayer. God bless you.